All right, I wanted to create a quick video on a couple commonly asked questions about Sierra Chart. The first being, how do you run Sierra Chart on a Mac? So I'm on a Mac right now. It's a 2011 iMac for what that's worth, but as far as I know, there's two solutions for that problem. The one I do is I run Boot Camp and I have Windows 8 installed because that's all this machine can run. And some people run like a VirtualBox or Wine Bottler or Parallels or something like that. But when you're doing that, you're running an operating system in an operating system, which if your system can't support that, can slow it down. But with the Boot Camp option, it runs flawlessly on my machine. So that's what I do. And as far as I know, that's the only two options you have if you want to run Sierra Chart on a Mac. The second thing is a question I had was, how can you easily look at an ES chart but trade the micro instead of having two charts up? Or for a while I was using a DOM while looking at this chart, but I found the easiest way is if you go to the chart and the chart settings, this right here, the symbol is the chart you're looking at, but you're trading MES. So any order you put through goes through on MES and not ES. The third thing is about the scroll wheel on the mouse. So if you go up to global settings, go up to general settings 2, right here, you can change the way the scroll wheel acts. I have it set so the scroll wheel on the mouse is scrolling the vertical scale, and then shift will zoom it in and out is essentially what happens. But you can set it up any of these ways. I keep it with that. And then if I want to move the chart horizontally, I grab the hand and then move it like that. And another common question is, I downloaded somebody's chart book and I have all this space between the TPOs. How can I get rid of that? So if you go over here and uncheck this set XY constant relationship, now if I hold the shift, I can squish the chart together. And I like to keep it about like that. That's fine. And then I always keep this set XY constant relationship on, because now with that on and I hold the shift, now I'm zooming out or zooming in. And then another nice feature is if you go under chart, there's this option, lock fill space. So if I uncheck lock fill space, I can drag the chart over here. And if for some reason I want that much blank space at the end of my chart, I can set it like that and then hit lock fill space, and then this amount of space will never move. So I want to unlock my fill space and move it back to about there. Because I have all these values set, I have these set at right, but if a poor high or a poor low shows up, I have that notification set at right edge, so that'll actually show up over here. Or if I put a line on here, I have the value over in that area. So that's how I arrange this section. Another question is, how do you change the size of these value bars here? So the way you do that is under the studies, under the main TPO profile. It's right here, percent width for volume bars. So if you want them bigger, you can increase it. If you want them smaller, you can make them smaller. So you can put in whichever one you like. 80% works fine for me. So that's how I have that set. Toolbar customization up here. This is a real cool feature that I found in Sierra that really helps save a lot of time. And what you can do is if you right click up here, customize control bar, and you can have multiple bars if you really want to, but you can set which icons you want up here for what you use. But what I really want to show you is this tool configuration. I just have 1 through 4. But if you click on, well, whichever ones you use. So I have line, an extended rectangle, or a horizontal line. So I can click on the horizontal line. I can click configure button. Now, these buttons, if you customize tool config 1, you can configure that for the horizontal line, the rectangle, a regular line, or however many you use. So it's not just one button for one thing. So I have it set up so, and I colored these. So if I want a horizontal line that's pink or green, red, or blue, I have those all set here. And then on the pink and the green, I have them set so that they display a price over here. And then I have 3 and 4 set, so I'm just making these level lines. So if you want to go in and click on the rectangle, now you can configure the button. Now your extended rectangle config, you can customize each one of these. So say I want to mark off a value area or something, or I'll use red if I mark off a gap somewhere. So you can play with that, and if you customize the control bar, you can go in here, tool config 1, hit properties, and you can change the colors here. And then if you want to display the icon instead of the text, like it says line here, so I'll click on line tool. And then here you can use the image or use the caption. I use the caption on the line because I have this one for the horizontal line, but if you change it, and it'll look something like, well, it didn't change. There, now it changed. So now I have that instead of the text. All right, another question that's often asked is, how do I get a line with text? So if you click on the line, I'll make it pink. So if you want a line somewhere, make a line, then you can click on it. and select modify text. So type in whatever you want it to say. Now it linked the text with the line, but most people don't want it over there. So click on this again, hit chart drawing properties, go to anchors, and now you can swap it to the other side of the line. Then the last thing that I wanted to quick show was how to get a line like a moving average on your TPO chart. So the way you want to do that is you have to have a separate chart that you're going to overlay onto this chart. So here I have just a basic candle chart. I have Bollinger Bands and a couple moving averages I was playing with. So the way you want to do that is go to studies, say you want a simple moving average. So add it to your studies to graph. And let's just set it, I don't know, set it at 3. I don't know if that's really a moving average or not, but set it at 3. This isn't going to matter. So there, you got the 3 simple moving average on this chart. So now go back to your TPO chart and go into your studies. And you want to hit study price overlay. So you want to add that. I didn't want to add it up there. All right, add it at the bottom. So now, study to overlay, you want to choose this chart, which is number 7. And then here, it's going to be this one. I didn't label it like I did the other ones, but that's the one you want. So now you can use the information from the study on the other chart, but I don't want to do that. I want to customize my colors in this chart and my style. So click both of those to know. And then you can go to subgraphs. And this one you also want on no. Now, chart region you want on 1. That was the problem. Yeah, chart region has to be on 1. That's this here. If it says chart region 2, it would be some other sub region down here. So now I can come in here and I have moving averages in orange. I can name it 3. Simple moving average. This reverse colors makes them show like this. I happen to like that. You may or may not. And then the draw style, go down here and select line from end of center left to right. And that's going to create a line like this that extends across your entire chart. Okay, so now, yeah, there it showed up. So there is now the 3 simple moving average on this chart. All right, so I'll actually go fix that so it's like the other ones. This is where I said right edge puts it over here. I wouldn't normally want it over there. I want it on the right. I don't know why it's doing that. All right, I found out what I did wrong here. I chose this setting, but I really wanted this one. Line at last bar left to right. So with that clicked, now it's back where it should be. So I'll remove that because it was just an example. And the last thing I wanted to show you was how to get these poor high-low lines on your chart. And here I found one way back at 3760. So let's go. Oh, all right. So right here's the poor low. And you can get these, they automatically come up when there's either 0 or 1 tick of excess. So if you go into the studies and then into your TPO, there's a setting to turn on the poor high and low setting. Let me find it here. All right, where was it? All right, it's this one right here. It says extend poor, high or low. And I have that set until future intersection. So when one shows up, it will extend until another profile intersects it, much like the point of control lines. And then in the subgraphs, you can obviously go in here and you can choose your colors. I got one of them. They're slightly different for the high and the low. It really doesn't matter. But what I found was important was that the label put on the right edge, otherwise it ends up going right over a previous high, a previous low, something like that, and then you can't see the label. So I found to put it on the end and then I put it above, because like I said, it inevitably ends up covering something up. So I found that if I put it all the way to the right edge and then I just chose above, you can choose above or below. But I found if it was centered on the line, it ends up a lot of times covering up some other label I have there. So I just wanted to make this video. Hopefully it helps some people. And obviously the best way to get into this is just spend some time with it. Watch all the videos you can. It's really nice software once you get into it and start using it. You know, the learning curve is a little steep at first, but once you get into it, I think you'll like it. It's really not that hard. but hopefully that gives you a jump start to a couple of the commonly asked questions that often show up in the Sierra Questions tab. So thanks for watching.